Hello there, Chef D Malfi here, and welcome to my kitchen, and welcome to the show. I'm very excited to be back today. It's Tasty Tuesday after all, and on Tuesdays, we love to make a delicious and easy lunch. And I'm going to make something that's really, really flavorful. This is going to be definitely eating the rainbow style recipe because it's colorful, it's crunchy, it's nutrient dense, it has a little bit of everything, and you're definitely gonna feel satiated and full, and anyone that you feed this to is going to love it. So today we're gonna make a Thai curry chickpea salad. This is one of my favorite easy types of lunches. It's like throw in some beans, throw in some veggies, make a delicious dressing, and lunch is served. And what I want to say, if you're new here, is welcome and hello, because this is really a space for plant-based living and eating. I like to showcase recipes out of my brand spanking new Plant-Based Made Easy monthly cookbook. Here's the September edition. I'm really excited about this because we use this platform in this space here on Plant-Based Made Easy to showcase all of the recipes, or I should say some of the recipes within the cookbook. It's a really, really fun thing that we're doing. And if you have questions along the way about recipes that you're trying, if you're cooking along with me in your home during the live stream, let me know. I'm happy to help you out and say hello from wherever you're viewing in from, because I'd love to welcome you. All right, so let's get into it. Let's make our Thai curry chickpea salad. This is really super duper simple. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to collect all of our veggies, and I'm going to put them all in a big bowl. I'm going to dice some. Some of them are pre-diced. So let me begin. I'm going to get a really nice big clear bowl here so you can see what I'm adding, and I'm going to do a split screen so that you can actually view my cutting board as well as my talking face. All right, the first thing that we want is some green cabbage. You can use red cabbage as well, but I think this is really nice. It's delicious. It's also easier to find. Both of these ingredients, green and purple cabbage, are super high in fiber and antioxidants. So we're going to use 2 cups of this. This is washed and shredded, and I'm going to throw that right into my bowl. All right, so now we need another color. We need something else that's delicious and crunchy. I'm going for 1 cup of shredded orange carrots. You could also use rainbow carrots if you want. These are fantastic. These are super high in vitamin K, really, really good for our eyes, really good for our skin. In general, carrots are going to make you feel really, really alert, awake, and energized. They've got great sweetness. It's all complex carbohydrates, very good for us. 1 cup goes right in. Now, the next thing we need is our protein, right? So today we're going to use an organic garbanzo bean can. This is 115.5 ounce can. And what I did is I opened it up, I drained it, and I rinsed it. So draining it and rinsing your can of beans can eliminate 1/3 of the sodium. Now, that's a whopping amount. So I've done that already, and I like to do this ahead of time. And you can see these are in a strainer and in a bowl. So just in case any leftover water falls, it's collecting inside of a bowl here. And you can see these are nice and drained, and they're not bubbly. You know, sometimes you can actually like drain and rinse canned beans, and they get this like frothy foaminess. Keep rinsing. If you see that, that means you just haven't actually removed all of that sort of like salt brine away. Keep rinsing, keep rinsing. You should see a really kind of nice and clean looking canned bean that should be ready to go, kind of dripped, dried, and ready. I'm going to add the whole can right in. All right, so now I'm going to remove my bowl. I'm going to put this aside. You can still kind of see what's here in case you have questions about what's in it. You can kind of figure it out by looking. All right, the next thing that we need is we want a red veggie. I'm going to use a delicious red bell pepper today, and I'm going to dice this up. So here's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to take my chef's knife, and my knives are available on my new Amazon influencer page. We'll throw a link here in the comment box if you're curious about any of the equipment that I use. All of that is going to be available there, including the knives. And I'm going to use these beautiful rainbow cosmic knives to remove all of the seeds. And basically what I'm doing is I'm going around this sort of seed pocket, or this inner sort of seed stem rib sort of situation, right? And this part, the bottom as well as the top, you can still use this. So I might just cut around that. That's like one little piece, right? I'm not gonna waste that. And then any of this stuff on top, you can definitely run a paring knife around it, or a sharp chef's knife just around the corner edges here. And I'm trying to basically not waste a thing when it comes to my fresh produce, right? I'm plant-based, and so a large portion, if not most of my food, comes from plant sources. And those are everything from fruits and vegetables to nuts and seeds and legumes and tubers. So I want to not waste anything. I want to use as much as possible. So now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to julienne these, or just slice these in strips. And I'm literally going to just pull off the rest of the ribs and any of the remaining seeds. And I'll show you this one a little bit higher up in the overhead cam. You see there's a white rib there. That's the rib. That's what I'm calling a rib. Or if you ever hear chefs talk about that, that's what they're referring to. And literally you can run your knife over it. It's very super soft. Or better yet, you can literally just kind of run your thumb and your index finger over it and pull it. It's that simple. There's a little bit of a rib here. I'll do the same thing. Now the ribs tend to have a little bit of heat, and they sort of, they don't have a lot of flavor. So they're going to kind of like water down that essence of the bell pepper. I'm not too crazy about the, I'm gonna actually touch my hair for a second. All right, and wash my hands. I'm not too crazy about the ribs, but I'm not crazy, like over the top crazy that I have to remove every single bit of the rib. I sort of leave whatever is remaining. See, I didn't go all the way down. I didn't remove every single bit, but most of it. You can see there's a big piece of rib there, but I'm just gonna leave it because that's my business, and it has a lot of fiber. So it might not have as much flavor, but it certainly has just as much fiber. So I have julienne pieces here. You can see this is plant-based made easy. I want this to be super simple for you. So I'm not being super refined about how I'm slicing and dicing. I'm not going to use all my chefy technique here. I'm just gonna run my chef's knife right over it, and I'm gonna get diced pieces. Make it simple and make it fun. I love doing that. I love running my knife over the bell pepper, one of the most fun ingredients to slice and dice in the kitchen. All right, throw those right in. Next, we need some herbs, all right? So I need to add some sort of herbaceous quality. I'm gonna use fresh cilantro today, and I love to store my fresh cilantro in a mason jar or some sort of glass container, just with like 2 or 3 inches of water on the bottom. You can see that here, right? Now, this cilantro is gonna stay super fresh, like super duper alert and super sticking straight up for like 2, 3, sometimes 4 weeks. And all you have to do is remember to change the water every day or every few days. I'm telling you, this is a great tip for the kitchen, and this will go right into my refrigerator. Just like a florist will keep fresh cut flowers, you want to keep fresh cut soft herbs just like fresh cut flowers. So think of things like cilantro, parsley, basil. These are all soft herbs, and they do really well in a vase with water. So I'm going to grab my kitchen shears because this is another great trick. I have a pair of scissors here that are just kitchen shears. These are just for the kitchen. I do not open my mail with these. I don't do any like arts and crafts projects with these. These just stay in my kitchen. And it's a really great way to sort of keep the stems hydrated in your mason jar. And I'll do a split screen so you can kind of see, as well as just pulling off the leaves. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get half a cup here, and I'm going to just lift up. I'm going to just like lift it just slightly out of the water and then go right to the rubber band. Now I'm keeping the rubber band intact. I have washed these. So they're nice and washed. And as soon as they're washed, I put them in the mason jar. I make sure to wash them just slightly, like little sprinkle of water, and then just go ahead and like dry them. That's how I dry them. I like literally flick them around the kitchen, and then get about a half a cup. That's about a half a cup. These will actually go right back in the refrigerator because the longer they sit out, the more they have the potential to weep. And we don't want them to weep since we're doing such a great job of holding them. So now I'm just going to give this mound of half a cup of fresh cilantro leaves just a quick chop. You don't need to go super fine. It'll mix up and kind of like melt away in the dish. So that's going to go right in my bowl with my veggies. All right, the next thing we need is a little bit of a savory quality. I'm going to use green onion today. And here's another cool tip for you. This is how I hold my green onions. If I can remember, I'm not always great about it. And sometimes I have a ton of green onions on hand, so I can't always hold them like this. But here's an ideal situation. I take a glass container, like a smoothie jar. That's exactly what this is. It's a 16-ounce jar. I fill it again with 2 to 3 inches of water, and I let them sit in water. Now, the cool thing about the green onions that's different than the herbs is that you can actually just chop the tops of these off and use the dark green and light green parts, and it will continue to grow. Now, the herbs won't continue to grow, but because the root bulb is still intact, you see all these? These are little tiny roots. This is going to enable these green onions to grow at least 2, sometimes 3 more times just by sitting out on your windowsill. So it needs a little light. It shouldn't go in the refrigerator. It won't really grow in the refrigerator. It may grow a little bit with the refrigerator light, but probably not much. But the best thing to do is keep them on a windowsill. Now I'm going to use all four of these. You can see there's a few big ones and 2 small ones. And yeah, let's take a question. Oh, hi, Cheryl. Good to see you. All right, here's a question from Cheryl Baker. Cheryl asks, can you put different herbs in the same jar of water for storing? Yes, you absolutely can. I highly recommend it too. If you keep all of your herbs in one vase, I call my vase my herb vase, and it's the vase that I use just for my herbs. It's slightly smaller than my flower vases. I keep all of my herbs together, my parsley, my basil, my cilantro, and then it prompts me, it sort of like inspires me to use fresh herbs in every dish, either in the dish itself or as a garnish. So that's a really great way to remember to use up your herbs. And herbs, you guys, they're so potent. They have so many great nutrient benefits, a lot of micronutrients. And so you really do want to use them in every meal if you can. Good question. Thank you for asking. All right, I'm going to hang up my kitchen shears. Just give these a wipe. Perfect. Now let me just dice up these green onions. Again, I've washed these already. And when I wash green onions, I wash the entire thing from the top to the bottom. I'm going to just pull off the root bulb, and now I'm going to flip them over. My light just got a shower from the green onions. I'm going to just flip them over and then chop off the other side. And then look, take a second and look at your green onion. If there's any parts of the tops here that are looking a little weepy, like look at that one, little weepy. Here we go. There we go. Just so you can see, it's kind of like lost its oomph. Remove it. But all of these are nice. They're full. They like literally feel and look like vegetables, right? They have that like vegetal look. I'm going to keep all of that. All right. Now I want about 1/4 cup. And what I think I'm going to do is just do a little bit of the white and a little bit of the green. And just take your time with it. I want just 1/4 cup, so I probably won't use the entire thing. So I'm just going to flip it midway, and now I'm going to get some of the green. And that should be about 1/4 cup. Looks good to me. That goes right in. Now, if you don't like green onion or scallions, you can use red onion. That would be fantastic. And if you don't or can't use onion at all, just remove it. You can just totally remove it. The rest of these, I'm just going to hold in my vase, even though I know they're not going to grow because I've removed the bulb or the root stem. All right, now the last thing is I want something a little bit hot, spicy. I'm going for jalapeno. All right, now look at the size of this. This was from my big batch of jalapenos that I got from Trader Joe's last week. These things are huge. Like, how do I show you how big they are? Here's my chef's knife, and here's my jalapeno. This is pretty big. Because this is so big, I want half of a regular size jalapeno. So for this bad boy, I think I'm just going to use a jalapeno cheek. I love using cheeks. And what that means is literally I'm just going to slice away from the rib and the seeds and just use like one side, right? Or one like cheek, jalapeno cheek. And what you end up with is I have a little rib and I have a couple seeds there. I can easily remove that with my chef's knife just by literally allowing my chef's knife to roll over it. And then any of these remaining seeds, collect them. Be diligent about it unless you don't mind a lot of heat. I like some heat, but not a whole lot. Sometimes I don't like to eat a whole lot of spicy food midday, like for my lunch, because I know if I have a bunch of extra work, I'm gonna actually have to wash my hands again. I know that if I have a bunch of extra work to do for the rest of the afternoon, and if I'm sitting with like a belly full of spicy food, it sometimes makes me feel not so great. So I'm going to limit the spice. That's why I'm removing all the stems and the seeds. And then give this a mince. Take your time with this one. This one, we don't want like large dice pieces. We want a mince. So you see that I've actually first taken them and I've made them into julienne pieces. You can see it. They're like little sticks. And then once I have the sticks, I can just take my chef knife and let it kind of roll over these julienne pieces, really to make thin slices. And you end up with beautiful minced pieces. And they should be all even and delicious and ready to go right in your bowl. All right, so I think that's everything. Let's double check. All right, we've got the red bell pepper, check. We've got the carrots, check. Shredded cabbage, check. Canned chickpeas, check. Cilantro, green onion, jalapeno, check, check, check. Perfect. Now let's make the creamy peanut dressing. This is so good. This is like really super easy and versatile. You can use this for any salad truly that you want. And you can also put it on top of rice and tofu and tempeh and things like that. It's really great. All right, so first things that we need, it's creamy peanut dressing. So I'm going for peanut butter. I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of peanut butter, and I'm using crunchy, salty peanut butter. This has a little flax and a little chia. I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of this, and I'm going to eyeball it. Get 2 of my big spoons. Should be about 2 tablespoons. Just a little bit more. Perfect. You can use crunchy or smooth. It doesn't matter. Crunchy or creamy will be fine. Now I'm also going to use a little bit of grated ginger. So with the grated ginger, you can use regular ginger. This is fresh ginger. But today I'm going to show you a cool product that I really like. This is crushed ginger, and I love these. And this is what they look like. It comes with 20 cubes, and 1 cube equals 1 teaspoon. It comes with all these little cubes here. And because I want about half a tablespoon, I'm going to use 2 cubes. So 3 teaspoons is actually a tablespoon, and I'm not going to try to take half a cube. So 2 cubes goes right in. That's going to be my ginger. And look, it's like literally like a little tiny cube. Perfect. All right, the next thing I want is a clove of minced garlic. I'm going to take 1 here. I have a fresh clove of garlic. This company also makes garlic that's frozen, but I'm going to use fresh here. So I can both use fresh and the frozen and kind of mix it up. Throw this in my garlic press. Give it a little squeeze. Perfect. This is going to go here. I also want a little teaspoon of apple cider vinegar or rice wine vinegar. I'll show you what you can, the difference between the two is really color and flavor. Here's the apple cider vinegar. This is going to be really kind of dark in color, and it also has a sweeter flavor. The rice vinegar has a more savory flavor, and you want 1 teaspoon. I think I'm going to go for rice today. I really like the rice vinegar, 1 teaspoon. I'm just eyeballing it. And then a teaspoon of curry powder. I'm going to use this here, and this is Frontier Co-op. Frontera Co-op, which I really like, organic. And I'm going to use a teaspoon of this. I'm eyeballing it. It smells so good. And this is where the curry of the Thai curry chickpea salad comes in. And then a 1/4 teaspoon of the cayenne pepper. You can use any cayenne pepper that you like. 1/4 teaspoon. Perfect. I'm going to use a little bit of ground turmeric, 1/4 teaspoon as well. That's what this is. And this is that really beautiful yellow pigmented spice. Oops, that's about a 1/4 teaspoon. The holes are big on that one. I think I changed it. All right, and then a little bit of salt. Excuse me. Excuse me, excuse me. Excuse me. Oh, boy. And a little bit of freshly ground black pepper. I'm going to use some of that curry powder. I got some of that curry powder. That's right. Freshly ground black pepper, never hurt anyone. Remember, freshly grind your black pepper from whole black peppercorns. It's going to make a world of difference. And then a little bit of salt, like a pinch. I'm using sea salt today. And then if you want, and I think I want 2 to 3 teaspoons, 2 to 3 tablespoons of water. And this is just to thin the dressing. It makes it more, makes it easier to kind of mix up. So throw in some water. And this is it, you guys. We're going to just wrap up here. I'm just going to mix this. Make sure that all of your garlic and all of your ginger are mixed up. Those are probably the most important. And then throw in the rest of your water. This is a wonderful dressing, too, that's totally whole food, plant-based, meaning it doesn't contain any oil. Not even the peanut butter has oil. So this is really going to be a wonderful, versatile dressing. It is going to have a curry flavor. It's a little bit spicy. It's very creamy because of the peanut butter. It's delicious. Like I said, it's perfect on lots of different things. This is would be a great marinade for kebabs too. Like you could marinate bell pepper and onion and mushroom and tofu and put them all, put a bunch of those cube pieces of those ingredients or any ingredients in a Ziploc bag or a stasher bag. If you're curious, this is a stasher bag, you guys. This is a really cool BPA-free silicone bag. It's for storage and for cooking. Look, I have some extra shredded cabbage in here. I'm going to put these on my Amazon page because I love them and I want you to use them too. They're better than Ziplocs because they're more sustainable. So you could actually throw those into a stasher bag with this marinade and let it sit for an hour and then grill them up. So good. All right, this dressing looks divine. That's everything. I'm just going to throw it in. I think I want a spatula because I literally don't want to waste any bit of this. Great. Pull that aside. Throw this right in. Remember, we eat with our eyes first, so this one's going to be super colorful. It really does pop. Great. Put that aside. And then just before we wrap up, I'm just going to take some cashew pieces here. I'm going to get them on a little medium high heat pan. And I'm just going to toast them up. This is going to be for garnish. Look, I have some cashew pieces that I really love, you guys. These come from the Almond Cow, which is the almond milk maker that I use. They also now sell actual nut pieces. These are cashew pieces for making cashew milk. But I wanted to show you because, look, they have this really cool new label on it. You guys see what that says? Glyphosate free, baby. Residue free, glyphosate free. It's also USDA organic. It's also non-GMO project verified. But this middle label very much impresses me. This means that it has not been treated, these cashews have not been treated with glyphosate or the common name Roundup. That's an herbicide or pesticide that is wreaking havoc not only on our soil, but our gut microbiome, and we don't want that. So these are pieces that are already broken up. They're super clean tasting because, like I said, there's nothing. I just want to toast these up. Now, let me go ahead and just mix this. I think I'm going to mix it with a large spoon here. And just make sure that everything is coated and well seasoned. And for your garnish, you can use anything. You certainly don't even need to garnish if you want, but I'm going to go toasted cashews and maybe a few more sprigs of fresh cilantro. This looks so yummy. You could, Danny's saying he can't wait. You hungry, Danny?
That.
Yeah, this one's beautiful. Just word of the wise, be careful how quickly or ferociously you mix this because the turmeric is going to stain anything, and your girl's wearing a white tee here, so be careful. Gerald, hi Gerald. Enjoy watching you cook vegan, so yummy and healthy. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's fun. We're having a good time. All right, this is perfectly mixed. Doesn't that look gorgeous? Take a look. The colors are perfectly mixed together. Everything is lightly dressed. It's not over the top. Now I just want these cashew pieces to toast up. And I love to plate this with whatever kind of is in the dish. So there's definitely a cashew, there's definitely like some sort of a peanut butter situation. So you could use cashew or peanuts. You could use cashew butter or peanut butter, but I used peanut butter and I didn't have any peanuts. So I'm doing cashews as my garnish. That's the nut, right? We're also going to add a little bit of cilantro. I'm going to grab just one little leaf for a beautiful plate. Got it. See how easy that is? All right. I'm going to let these toast up and finish. But first, while that's finishing, let me plate this. And I'm going to do it in a bowl, but I'm going to try to get a really tall mound. See if I can achieve that.
Question?
Yeah, let's do another question. This comes from Shannon. Hi, Shannon. This looks amazing. How peanut-y is the sauce? I love Thai, but not the peanut dishes so much. Great question. It's perfect because and timely because I just mentioned that you can go ahead and use peanut butter or cashew butter. So if peanut butter is not your thing, Shannon, try cashew butter. And I like sometimes mixing up the nut butters so that I don't get fatigued. I hear you and I feel you. Sometimes when I eat Thai food too, it can be over top peanut-y. And so, yeah, try another nut butter. Tahini would be fantastic. Tahini is sesame seed paste, macadamia nut butter, sunflower butter. All of these have completely different flavor profiles, and they all seem to work really, really well with the ingredients. So you can't go wrong. Choose your favorite nut butter, and it's going to be delicious. And I would say it's not too peanut-y, just FYI though. It's pretty much, it's more on the milder side. And I think what you're going to taste more of here is definitely the rice wine vinegar and then the curry powder. Those are the really kind of dominant flavors.
Someone doesn't have allergy.
Oh yeah, if somebody has a nut allergy, you can, and I don't know if I'm speaking to this person, this is a hypothetical person. If you have a nut allergy, but you don't have a seed allergy, try tahini. Tahini is sesame seed paste. And generally speaking, that should be a better bet for you, just in case. It's going to be really, really good to sort of mix up different seed butters. And do you guys know that there's like chia seed butter now and flaxseed butter? All of these you can make at home with just the whole seeds themselves. You can even make hemp seed butter and things like this. So get into the seed world. I say the birds have it right. The birds definitely know what's up because they eat a ton of seeds, and seeds are nutrient packed. They have the most amount of protein, and they're amazing. They're really, really good for our health. So I have some just lightly toasted cashews here. You can see, I just want to lift it up so you can really kind of just appreciate, right, kind of the nice toastiness of this, right? Just lightly toasted. Give this a quick chop. They're already kind of in pieces, but I want them a little bit smaller. And that's pretty much it. I'm just gonna like garnish the sides of this here. This looks amazing. This is just right up my alley. I love dishes like this. The rest, I think I'm just gonna throw right in. That's gonna be for later. Look, we cooked once. We're going to probably eat 2, 3, 4, 5 times. This is perfect for meal prepping. You can put these into containers and you're going to have lunch all week long. Same as our oatmeal that we made yesterday. Cook once, eat multiple times. And there you have it, you guys. Thai curry chickpea salad. This looks unbelievable, super colorful, calling me and calling my palate. I'm definitely going to take a little taste because I have to. I need a little fork though first. Fork time. Here we go. I want a little bit of everything. There we go. That is it. That's the bite. Oh man. Yeah, that's so good. I have to just do a little wiggle for that. That's yummy because I'm tasting cilantro. I'm tasting jalapeno. I even taste ginger and garlic, and then like a kiss of curry. This is not over the top curry-ish. It's like really kind of a mild curry kiss. It's really yummy. Try this recipe, you guys. This is the Thai curry chickpea salad. This is it. Week 2, second recipe of my month-long Plant-Based Made Easy cookbook. This is the September issue number 2. I'm very excited for it. Come back tomorrow because tomorrow I'm going to be making something even better, even more extraordinary than what we did today, if you can imagine that. We're making the spicy sesame mushroom burgers. I'm going to actually make tiny little ones so that you can see how easy they are. And I'm going to make them small so that in case you have any kids or plant-based curious people that are just wanting little taste and bits and bobs of plant-based cooking, I will show you how to make it delicious for them. It's going to be a really great recipe. So please join us tomorrow. And if you haven't done so already, give me some love on Instagram at Chef D Malfi or Chef Daniela Malfitano. That's actually my handle, Chef Daniela Malfitano. And show us some love in our Plant-Based Made Easy Facebook group. We are over 1,000 people and growing every day. And we're so grateful to have every single person that wants to join. It's a really cool community, people from all over the world. So thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. If you have any questions along the way, please get in touch with me. I'm here for you. I'm at your service. I want cooking to be super fun and easy for you so that you can feel confident in the kitchen. And I'll see you next time. Have a great day. Peace out.